Yo, what's poppin'? What's going on? So real quick, man, I was supposed to do a Patreon live stream earlier today, but I was at home and they was working on some shit, like some construction shit around my way, so I wasn't able to do this shit because it was too much noise and all that. But I was like, let me get on live here real quick. I'm outside real quick. I wanted to do something real quick. So remember, guys, make sure you go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario to join the Patreon. What up, Miles, Mike S, Quez, Theo C, Cobb 18 was good. Yeah, it's raining in New York City right now. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, make sure you guys get on Patreon so you can watch the exclusive Patreon live streams that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do a new one on Thursday where I'm going to be talking about the number one reason or the number one thing that is going to improve your game and make you, get more women. I'm going to go real deep on that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So we're going to get that shit cracking. So where I'm headed, I'm just out here, man. I had to leave the crib because they was doing construction around my house. It was too noisy. So I was like, let me go for a walk real quick and then do this live stream real quick. You feel what I'm saying? Also, make sure you guys go to Bad Boy Membership to join the Bad Boy Membership. You feel what I'm saying? What up, Fabian K? What's good? But today, real quick, I wanted to talk about how your fear. What up, Unique 97? Talk about how your fear is fucking up your situations with women. You understand what I'm saying? He said, stop going out for choosing signals. Hilarious. Hey, I can even touch on that. I'm gonna touch on that in this video too. But your fear is stopping you from having success with women. You understand what I'm saying? And one of the things that I notice, or one of the things that is crazy when it comes to you guys dealing with these chicks, is a lot of y'all out here are extremely paranoid when it comes to dealing with women. And what I notice is a lot of dudes, especially, guys on YouTube looking up information about women or whatever, a lot of dudes get so deep into this red pill shit. You feel what I'm saying? You get too deep into this red pill shit. And so a lot of times when you get so deep into that red pill shit, you get very paranoid when it comes to dealing with women. You understand? And so you have this fear of dealing with women because you're thinking about all this red pill shit. And I'm talking from personal experience. Like I said, what is red pill? Come on, y'all know what the red pill is. You feel what I'm saying? Stop hacking. If y'all don't know what red pill is, just go into YouTube and type in red pill. All the red pill videos will come out. You understand? But basically, it's guys that's supposedly talking about the true nature of women, right? So because dudes get so caught up in the red pill, and I'm not shitting on the red pill or whatever, but I'm just, using that as an example, is that because you're so caught up in the red pill, you get paranoid and you start to fear dealing and interacting with women. You see what I'm saying? And so instead of just being able to be in the moment, doing certain things to enjoy yourself with women, you're always worried about, if they're going to play you, if they're going to hurt you, if they're going to, use you, if they're going to be hypergamous and all this other shit. All of that shit is fear. You feel what I'm saying? You're worried too much about that shit. You understand? And see, the reason why you're worried too much about that shit is because you're so caught up in your ego, and you're so caught up in feeling good about having chicks a certain way or dealing with women a certain way. You want to deal with women in a certain way so that you feel good about yourself. But all that is that you're looking for situations and circumstances to make you feel good. When you're dealing with women, you want to sort of feel safe. You want to feel like, well, I want this girl to be here and not cheat on me or never leave me, so that I can feel safe, so that I can feel good dealing with her. Because if she's going to, do this or do that, I'm nervous to be with her. I don't want to fuck with her. And then, I'm extremely cautious. Now, again, you know, shit goes down. But the reason why you have all of this fucking, you know, fear is because you think that dealing with women is supposed to go a particular way. You understand? You think that, you know, a chick is supposed to be with you forever. You think that, you know, women are supposed to be how you expect them to be. You understand what I'm saying? And so, you know, instead of embracing the fact that, you know, chicks are just chicks, you analyze and you fucking look at the shit that they're doing, and instead of just embracing the shit being is what it is, you get nervous about it, you get scared, you get fearful about the situation. And see, you know, some of y'all are talking about like choosing signals and shit, right? See, truthfully, part of dudes talking about they're waiting for choosing signals is fear-based. You understand? See, if you're the type of guy who says, I'm just gonna wait for choosing signals, I'm not gonna approach women, that's a fear-based mentality. Real talk. It's a fear-based mentality. Because all it is, this is all it is that you are scared to approach a woman that you find attractive because you think she's gonna reject you. That's it. And again, that's coming from your ego. Because you want her to accept you, you want her to say yes to you, not necessarily just because you want to get with her. You really want her to say yes to you so that you can feel good about yourself. You understand? Because if she says no to you, that's gonna make you feel bad about yourself. And that's you know, that's all ego shit. And you don't want to, you know, take the chance of talking to a chick because she may crush your ego. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. All of this shit is fear. You understand? You said even if she says yes, it won't make you completely happy. But see, that's the thing. It's not, that shouldn't be the thing that's gonna make you happy. You understand? If you're looking for happiness through acceptance from a woman, that's where you're fucking up already. You feel what I'm saying? But see, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of dudes, you know, when they talk about the whole choosing signal shit, all of that shit is just fear. All of that shit is just them, you know, like being scared to put themselves out there. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Dudes will try to make it act like, you know, they'll try to act like, oh, I'm too cool for school. You know, I ain't got to be talking to these girls. You know, these girls just be coming up to me. If you ain't getting chosen, that means that you ain't on point and all that other bullshit. No. These motherfuckers, they're scared. It's just fear. And it's you know, dudes got to just, you know, come to terms with that. You understand? They got to come to terms with that. But see, if you keep, you know, dealing with women in fear, your relationships are going to not be good. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be, you know, annoyed. You're going to be bitter. You understand? Because see, you know, truth be told, there's a lot of bitter dudes on YouTube. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. There's a lot of bitter dudes on YouTube, unfortunately. And until they deal with that bitterness, their relationships with women aren't going to go anywhere. Because see, you have guys out there that'll say, well, you know, chicks are on some bullshit too. Chicks be lying, chicks be manipulative. I get it. But that don't mean you got to be that way. I was watching Alan Roger Curry video the other day. He was talking about this. He was saying that, you know, I think it was a video talking about leave her better than you found her. And he was saying that a lot of these dudes out here, you know, they on some like, they don't got no morals when it comes to fucking with chicks. They feel like, well, if she lies, I'm gonna lie too, right? But see, what I find funny about this whole situation is if you are a man and you're supposed to be a leader. See, this is the thing you guys understand. You're not supposed to, let's say you say, okay, the women are lying, the women are being manipulative and all this other stuff, right? What you need to do is, instead of indulging in it how they're doing it, instead of saying, well, because she lies, I'm gonna lie, right? You should be a leader and say, you know what, I'm going to teach her, you understand, to go in a more beneficial direction. I'm going to teach her certain things. I'm going to lead and guide her in a certain direction. You feel what I'm saying? But see, again, what happened is a lot of dudes, because they're hurt, they're indulging in the same hurt behavior that women are doing. Because a lot of times women don't do fucked up shit because they're hurt. But instead of indulging in the hurt, how about you upgrade yourself and then also help upgrade her? You feel what I'm saying? But see, when you're living in fear, you can't do that when it comes to you dealing with women. It's going to be hard for you to do this. You understand? It's going to be damn near impossible because you're so concerned about you getting hurt or you getting played or the girl doing this or the girl doing that to you. You understand? Instead of you being a leader, like handling the shit you're dealing with inside first, and then helping her to go on the right path. This is why women come to you. They come to you for leadership. You understand? For leadership. The other day, my girl called me up and she was, kind of depressed and upset and whatever. And she's calling me to talk. She's like, she wants to hear my voice. She wants to interact with me because, she's feeding off my energy to get her to make her feel better, right? Now, if I was one of these dudes who was on some bullshit, who was, I'ma just like, manipulate chicks and treat them like garbage and just be on some other nonsense, right? I first wouldn't feel good about who I am and what I'm doing. And then my girl wouldn't be able to fucking come to me for that leadership and guidance. You see what I'm saying? But see, when you're the type of guy who's living in fear when it comes to you dealing with these women, right? It's going to be, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard for you to get to that level to where you are feeling right within yourself and then be able to attract women where you can get women and also upgrade their minds. You feel what I'm saying? But what's happening? What's popping off with you guys real quick? Let me see what's going on with you guys. Make sure you get those likes up. I see 106 people watching now. Get those likes up, people. Man. So what else is going on with you guys out there? You said every red pill dude want to be Dan Bilzerian? Oh, man. Crazy. You said, what is it about when you get the number, she calls you right there on the spot, you text her later that day, and she completely ghosts you? Well, that just means that she's not interested. I told you guys before, like, chick's minds change like the wind, bruh. Chicks' minds change like the fucking wind. So don't worry about that. Just, talk to another girl. He said, when's my next live stream? My next live stream on YouTube is probably going to be Friday, but I'm doing a live stream on Patreon. And so I'm telling you guys, go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario so you can find out when I'm doing all my live streams on Patreon. You said, I say the only fear is getting rejected by women when you approach them. But that's what I'm saying. You don't need to fear that, though. The only reason you fear that is because of your ego. That's it. You feel what I'm saying? That's it. That's literally the only reason. That's literally the only reason. You said besides cold approaching, what other options are out there? Online dating, social circle, choosing signals, waiting for choosing signals. But cold approaching gives you the most opportunities to get women. You feel what I'm saying? But see, what I'm trying to tell you guys is that the reason why you're scared to approach women is because you're scared to get rejected. The reason why you're scared to get rejected is because of your ego, right? So you have an idea of how you view yourself. So if you go up to a girl and try to holler at her, and let's say she is rude, or let's say she doesn't want to talk to you, right? Now you're viewing yourself different because of how she reacted to you. You understand? And so what I'm saying is that if you actually want to have better relationships, if you want to have more fun in the game, you can't be scared of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Man. You said you have to accept that fear is normal. It's required to face, obtain almost anything worth anything. Remember that a woman ain't the only woman on the planet. Well, this is the thing. See, if you think about it, you don't even have to think of fear as being something that has to be normal and you have to deal with. You understand? Because either you're in fear or you're in love. You understand what I'm saying? It's either fear or love. So a lot of times, because like, even for example, when dudes be talking about no validation, right? They be like, don't validate these girls, don't validate these girls. That's fear talk. You understand what I'm saying? That's fear talk. Because they're saying don't validate her because they want something from the chick. They think that if they validate the girl or they, tell the girl she's hot, whatever it is, that's gonna gas the girl's heads up, and that's gonna make the girl not want them, right? So already from the beginning, they feel that they're not good enough for the chick, which is why they're acting in that way. So they're using the tactic of no validation to try to get something from the chick. You feel what I'm saying? Because they fear the chick will reject them otherwise. You feel what I'm saying? Because see, this is the thing. If you take your ego out the situation, then what the woman does doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the only time it matters what she does is when you're dealing with your ego. And what I mean by that is I think some people get confused because like when I'm talking about your ego, what I'm saying is that let's say for example, your ego would be you're thinking, like for example, some of these choosing signal guys that wait for choosing signals. Some of these guys that wait for choosing signals, they have a very specific idea of who they think they are, right? So they think that they're the shit. They think that, they're this super cool fly dude, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But understand that that's the ego. So now, if they go and approach a girl and the girl's like, leave me alone, I don't want to talk to you, or they're just like, the girl's rude or she just ignores them or whatever, that disrupts their identity of that super cool fly player type of dude. So in order to keep that identity intact, what they have to do is never approach a woman. Because if they approach a woman, her reaction can crush the ego, crush that idea of who he thinks he is. And he fears that. You understand? You said, but you thought you want to have that I'm the man mindset, that's a player mindset. No, that's true. You should have that. But understand it's your ego though. That's all I'm saying. What I'm saying is you should think you're the shit. You should think you're on point. You should think you're that dude. But what I'm saying is that if you're thinking that and the reason why you're not approaching a girl is because you fear that thought you have about yourself is untrue. You feel what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. It's not about just thinking about it. It's about believing it. I talked about this in my book, How to Have Sex 2 Women a Day. You have to think and believe you are that dude, right? But also, on a different level, you have to still understand that that's an ego. And understand that you being that dude, in the grand scheme of things, don't really matter. So, when you approach a woman, right? if you're approaching her without your ego, right, it's going to be easier for you to approach because now there's nothing for her to disrupt. When you're always approaching it with your ego, you're sometimes too scared. Now, if you're the type of guy who is just comfortable with himself, you can be all in your ego and still be fine. You feel what I'm saying? You'll still be cool. You'll be like, look, I think I'm the shit. I'm gonna go and approach this girl. Next thing you know, the girl rejects you and you still think you're the fucking shit. But that's a guy who's strong within himself. That's where confidence comes in. That's where a guy just, you know, he sees himself like that and he believes that he's that dude. But see, when you are, you know, thinking on a higher level, you're thinking spiritually, what it is that you know that the ego is what it is. See, this is the thing. I'll put it to you like this. Let's say, okay, put it to you like this. All y'all know Batman, right? I'm gonna use Batman as an example. Just as a metaphor, right? Batman is Bruce Wayne's ego. You understand what I'm saying? So let's say Batman is, like Bruce Wayne is the real person, Batman is the ego, right? So now, Bruce Wayne, right? If he's woke, he understands that Batman is his ego. You understand? So he can be Batman, but never like confuse himself, meaning he knows that Batman is his ego. He doesn't actually think he's really Batman. So what I mean is that if he was to get caught up in his ego, he would believe that who he really is Batman. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of guys get caught up in. They get caught up in the, you know, all of the things that we put upon ourselves. You understand? So it's like, so Bruce Wayne could be in a Batman suit and be Batman at that moment and enjoy being Batman, right? But if somebody comes and says to him, hey, you know you're not really Batman, you're just in this Batman suit, right? If he gets mad and be like, what are you talking about? I am Batman, this is who I am, right? That means he's caught up in his ego. You understand? So I could say I'm the shit, I'm that dude, I'm awesome. But let's say I go up to a girl and she's like, oh, I don't like you. And then I'm like, okay, whatever. And I just move on, right? That's me not getting caught up in the ego. But if I think I'm the shit and I go up to a girl and I'm like, hey, what's up? And then she's like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. Then I get all pissed off, like, how you ain't gonna, what's wrong with you? And oh, you a bitch. And you get all upset and pissed off and butthurt and now you're doubting yourself. That's you getting caught up in your ego. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, where it's like, there's nothing wrong with necessarily having the ego, but you have to recognize you have the ego. The problem is when you think the ego is really you. See, it's okay for Bruce Wayne to put on the Batman costume, but Bruce Wayne is gonna be, you know, fucked up in the head or fucked up in the game if he actually thinks he really is Batman. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like he embodies the Batman character with the suit on, but that's not who he really is. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you get caught up, you think, okay, I'm this super fly player, and so you're scared to cold approach. You fear cold approaching because if the girl doesn't want to talk to you, then you're like, damn, well, I guess I'm not that super fly player. And then because you fear losing your identity, that identity, which is that ego, that fake identity. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. It's fucking hot up here in this motherfucker. Yeah, man, get those likes up, people. Get those likes up. You feel what I'm saying? You said, when are we going to get the results? Feeling tedious by not getting the result we still have not. So you're saying, when are you going to get the result of actually getting the type of woman you want? Is that what you're asking? Is that what you're asking? You're asking, when are you going to get the result? See, you're going to get the result once you stop letting fear stop you. This is what I'm trying to explain in this video. The reason you're not getting the result is because you're letting fear stop you, letting your ego stop you. Because what result are you not getting? Let's say, for example, the result you want to get is you want to get girls to hook up with you, right? Let's say you, talk to 50 girls, but nothing happened, right? Part of the reason why, shit is not popping off, right, is because you're not being continuous, you're not being consistent in what you're doing, and you're not learning from your mistakes. But a bigger reason too is that there's fear stopping you from making more shit happen because of your ego. Because when you get those 50 girls that don't want you, you start to doubt yourself. You're like, well, I suck. I guess I'm not good enough to get girls or whatever. So to protect yourself, you'll stop improving. You'll stop learning. You'll stop trying to talk to the 51st woman. You understand what I'm saying? But see, that's because, you feel, or as they say, you fear that by you talking to more women or doing more things, right? You said talking to 50 girls is being consistent. What are you talking about? Jared Sam, how old are you? How old are you, Jared Sam? Let's say you're 30, right? And you started talking to girls since you was 18, right? You trying to tell me if you were being consistent talking to girls since you were 18, you're trying to tell me you only talk to 50 women? This is what guys don't understand. You have 24 hours in a day. I'm not expecting you to talk to girls 24 hours a day, but what I'm saying is you have 24 hours in a day. You have 7 days a week. You have 12 months a year. You understand what I'm saying? So you have time. So you say you got 37 with three female rotation with receipts. Okay, cool. So what are you talking about then, Jared? So you getting it popping. So what are you talking about? And why you see Jared is in his ego. He's like, I got receipts. I don't care that you got receipts, bro. You see what I'm saying? That's for your ego, bro. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, he got receipts. K-Zag and 20 in the building. He said Jared's full of shit. That's funny. That's funny. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like, a lot of these dudes their fear is stopping them from getting the women. You understand? Kingley, you say you're 22 and you haven't approached anyone yet. Why not? See, that's what I'm saying. See, Jared right now, he's in his ego heavy. My man Jared is in this ego heavy. He's like, I got receipts, I'm gonna prove it to you and all this other shit. You understand? Nathan, where I'm at, I'm downtown Brooklyn. Man. Jerry said confidence? Nah, that's not really confidence though. That's you trying to prove to us that you the shit. You ain't gotta prove that to us. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. You do not gotta prove that to us, because see, when you get so much caught up in your ego, that is where a lot of the fear is gonna start to happen. You understand what I'm saying? That's where a lot of the fear is gonna start to happen. Because now you have to live up to the expectation that your ego has set for you. You understand? You see, this is why a lot of times I don't like to, quote unquote, show receipts. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like I would never do it, but part of me is trying to not do that. You feel what I'm saying? Because, you know, I could get out here and stun on niggas and be like, and I could show y'all shit that'll make some dudes like, I already got dudes mad at me just off the strength. You feel what I'm saying? Dudes is already hating on your boy just off the strength. So, you know, I'm trying to be nice to not let niggas hate on me too much. I don't want to ruin niggas' days too much. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You said you're lost. You said, so you're basically saying having an ego is okay, except where it prevents you to be challenged in how you see yourself. Well, yeah, see, this is the thing. Ain't nothing wrong with having an ego, but if your ego is stopping you from making things happen, or if you have fear because of your ego, then you're making your ego stop you. See, the thing is this, you need to be aware of your ego. When you're aware of your ego, then you're like, okay, I know that I have this ego. But when you think you are your ego, that's when you're fucking up. This is why I use the Batman analogy. If Bruce Wayne is aware that he puts on this costume and takes it off, and that's just the costume and that's just a role he's playing, then he's you know, that's cool. But if he starts to believe that Batman is actually who he is, who he was, you know, who he is born as, and that's the being he actually is, then that's when shit goes left. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You said Addy A Game got 2 years in prison? Shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You said, he said, don't you have to be a little arrogant in the game? See, this is the thing. And maybe I got to explain it like this. See, there's a great philosopher named Alan Watts who said, and I talked about this before, where he said he said something to the effect of a clever person lives on two levels. So you have the material level, which is the worldly shit, you understand? Then you have the spiritual level, right? On the material level, which is society and all this other shit, yeah, you can, have your, think you the shit and all this other stuff, have your confidence. You don't necessarily got to be arrogant to an extent, but, you have that energy, like, I'm the shit, I'm the dude, and that works in society. You understand what I'm saying? So when you see that girl, you have that confidence, you have that swag, you go up and approach her, but remember, that's an ego, right? But on the spiritual level, right? On the spiritual level, you understand that you're beyond the ego. You understand? You're the essence of who you are just isn't just that. You feel what I'm saying? And so, on the spiritual sense, what it is that when you are talking to a woman, let's say you approach a woman, and you're thinking about it from a spiritual sense, you say to yourself, there's nothing this woman can do to hurt me, because she's not rejecting me, she's just rejecting my ego. She's rejecting the role that I'm playing right now. Like, she's rejecting Batman. She's not rejecting Bruce Wayne. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Because what happens is, the reason why you feel so bad when you get rejected is because you believe that what she says to you and how she's acting towards you defines who you are. You understand? This is why dudes are scared to cold approach. They're scared to cold approach because they're like, oh, well, I'm scared of getting rejected. Well, why are you scared of getting rejected? Because you're gonna feel bad about yourself. Why do you feel bad about yourself? Because you think her saying, I don't like you, you think that you is actually you. You understand? You think that you is you think that your ego is you. You think that that identity that you set for yourself is you. You feel what I'm saying? You said, Lakar, in your book, you said that you should think and believe you can get any woman you want. So you're saying that I shouldn't really believe to be that guy, or is this a way to say not be outcome dependent? No, no, no. That's what I'm saying. You should think and believe you're that dude that chicks want, right? Period. What I'm saying, though, when I'm talking about, you know, fear and you being so caught up in your ego, right, is you want to know that you're that dude everyone wants and have that thought process in your head, but on another level, you want to know that all of that is just for this material situation, which we call, you know, life on earth, this society. But what I'm saying is that in the bigger picture, you're greater than even that. That's what I'm trying to say. It's kind of like this. It's like if you, let's say you're an actor, right? Let's say Johnny Depp is playing a role in a movie, right? Johnny Depp's playing a role in a movie. Let's say somebody comes to Johnny Depp and say, you know, I don't like that when I watched Edward Scissorhands, he was cutting people up with his scissors, right? Somebody comes to Johnny Depp and says, I don't like that. Or somebody comes to, you know, fucking like Brad Pitt and says, I don't like that you were punching people in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right? So is Johnny Depp or Brad Pitt gonna get mad or feel bad about themselves because you didn't like what their character did in the movie? No. It's like, that was just a role I was playing. That's not really me. That's just a role. That's not me. You feel what I'm saying? That's not who I really am, right? So what I'm saying is that when you say I'm the shit, I'm that dude, that's confidence, right? When it comes to you pertaining to ego. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that when you feel that way about yourself, and you feel you are the shit, when you feel you are that dude, right? When a woman says to you, I don't like you, understand she's saying, I don't like your ego. But she can't really get to you. It's the same way where someone says, I don't like that character you played in the movie. You see what I'm saying? Because when you're being that dude, I think I'm getting a little too deep for y'all. But see, when you're being that guy who sees himself as the shit, right? Understand you saying you're the shit is an ego thing. But understand even on a different level, which is the spiritual level, because when you're saying I'm the shit, that's the material worldly level. When you're saying you're also the shit on the spiritual level, right? Understand that you're also the shit there too, because you're a guy, you're a person who's on point. You're a person who's needed in this universe. So this is why you don't need to be scared or fear anything that a woman has to say or do. You feel what I'm saying? Man. Exactly, K-Zag. In fact, it's a real talk. So what I'm saying is that you guys have to be confident within yourself, period, right? But what you don't want to do is, you don't want to let your ego stop you from doing things. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want that to happen, because look, the thing is, once you're confident, or let's say this, once you really are confident, right? And once you understand the ego, you're not going to be one of these type of people who have that sort of I would say, like surface level confidence and all this other shit that people do. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, like, if, let's say, for example, if you think you're awesome, but a chick says you're whack, and now you think you're whack, you never thought you were awesome in the first place. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times you thinking you're awesome, but if a chick doesn't think you're awesome and then you think you're not awesome now, that was really more just like an ego thing, right? But also, if you think you're awesome and a girl doesn't think you're awesome and you still think you're awesome, that's still also an ego thing too. But the difference is that one, the first one where the girl changes your mind or whatever, that means that you were not really confident in all this other shit. Two, you were just confident in, you know, how you view yourself in this society and in this world. You feel what I'm saying? But the thing is, what I'm saying to you is, if you think you are the shit and you're scared to approach a woman, the reason why you're scared is because you think her reaction to you is going to make you think you are not the shit. You're gonna be the guy who thinks he's awesome, then the girl says you're not awesome, and then now you're gonna think you're not awesome. You know what I'm saying? But man, what time is it? I gotta head up out of here. But listen, guys, I got to head up out of here. Make sure you guys go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario to join the Patreon. You feel what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm gonna be doing the exclusive, a live stream joints. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you guys check that out. And I will holler at y'all later. Y'all be safe and remember the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.